interesting. But such is life. That's a small mistake, and I'm sure a whole lot of adopters probably just have one. They probably didn't purchase a ton of them so I'm sure this will get resolved in the next software update. It has been noted and it has been posted to their site, so it's a known issue. But be careful if you're using multiple ones of these, at least.
Hey, it looks like Amazon's got the mouse that I have on sale. If anyone's looking for a new wireless mouse, it works really, really well, and I like the fact that you charge it with a regular USB 2 cable that you can have plugged in while you're using the mouse, so you don't have to have like a base station or something.
$45 for a mouse.
Works really well, though. It also works on glass. It also works on glass.
Mm.
So that's a big thing.
Yeah, I guess the price is right.
What did you say, Johnny?
It's like $45 for a mouse, but that's the sale price.
Look, I haven't bought a mouse in a long time, so I really have no clue what a mouse's price is. But now that I'm just casually glancing, that actually seems to be a very reasonable price for a nice mouse. And so I'm just used to, like I said, I do the trackball thing. So
because you don't have enough room on your desk for a mouse.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah.
Glenn's right. The YouTube is live now.
It just takes a good longer than
I can't imagine the delay on it.
Yeah, that's like 10-minute delay.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish they would give us extra mice features tech, Eric. That would be way better than mouse pads. Get a USB mouse. That would be awesome. I thought this was a pretty interesting link. The library in, I believe it's Canada or something, is showing all of the searches that get done at the library. So you can just sit there and watch the various searches go through. And
it's got to be creepy.
It's pretty interesting. Flowers in the attic.
But imagine like a whole bunch of mothers coming in there and like trying to do like WebMD or something like that to diagnose their children or other people doing the same thing for themselves. But I'm glad to see.
I like how you keep seeing movies flash by too.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. You go to the library to look up movies. It's kind of ironic. But the library is very much a different beast today than it has been in the past. It's not the same entity, I think, that I recall it being. So it's been a long while since I've walked into one, actually. So
someone is trying hard to find Mosaic. Someone just searched for Crash Course. It's interesting. Any known blood just went by. Yeah, so you could definitely be entertained with that for quite some time. My hippie grandmother. Good stuff there. Good stuff.
Is everybody watching?
Okay, let's stop watching the list.
Order the kill app. 2345.com. Oh, that's good stuff, man. I think we should just watch this all day. And the girl on the train. I don't think that's how search engines work. I want to find the girl I met on the train this morning. It's pretty good stuff.
It could have been a book or something.
Yeah, that's true. But it sounds funnier this way. So what else we got today? What else is going on? Apparently Samsung has a 10 terabyte hard drive for your home computer now.
Oh, you want me to talk about some news? Is that what you're asking?
Sure.
Oh, I don't know.
Doesn't have to be you specifically. It could be anyone.
Let's see what
Anyone has some news.
I already talked about some news. Fine. What else did I have to talk about?
People are apparently paying for Pokemon Go accounts on eBay. That's fun. Thousands of dollars for a Pokemon Go account.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So I wanted to. This is one I was interested in. This is an article. So they basically are able to write to store data for 1 bit of data per atom. So that's probably like the max they can do. And what's interesting is that I was surprised at how actually close we are. The drives that we can buy today are about 1 terabit per square inch, mechanical hard drives typically, and that they're talking about increasing that to 500 terabits per square inch for one of these devices. Yeah, a 500-fold improvement. That's huge. But I'm actually surprised at how far along towards that we've already gotten. That was very exciting. Yeah. So take a look. Here is another article related to that, and let's see what this like. This is the if you want to see what they actually encoded. I believe that's what they actually encoded. And there are some limitations to it. It apparently does have to be kept at a rather cold 77 Kelvin, which is about liquid nitrogen temperatures, and it has to be in a clean vacuum, a perfect vacuum. So those probably prevent it from being done to a large scale. But again, a huge accomplishment for data storage. I've kind of had a bunch of articles recently about data storage, and it always amazes me how you see these 256 gig micro SD cards, and I've been typically getting them 64 gigs in size for most of my single board computers, but it's just amazing how tiny they are to me. Someone having come for my first PC that had a 20 meg hard drive, and the second one having a 200 meg, to God, what we have today, and terabytes upon terabytes upon terabytes.
10 terabytes.
If not dozens or hundreds in data centers, for petabytes and, sizes of data. It's
USS Rover, that's not our call-in number for the show. We only post them randomly for call-in numbers for the shows. That's our call-in number for support for our software and services.
Looks like Netflix customers are a little bit upset with the higher with the price increase that they've done, and and Netflix talks about this as the end of their grandfathering period or something bullshit like that. But ultimately, it is increased prices for their users, and they experienced extraordinarily slow growth compared to previous quarters. So that was bad. It hit them hard on the stock too. It was down 14%, I believe. That's kind of crazy. That's a big hit. Sorry, Netflix. I really do kind of like you, Netflix. Wish you'd stay in. I do like your content agreements, and I think you
Some
are
of them,
wise.
they're kind of wishy-washy recently.
Well, that's going to happen as they try to grow and expand. But I do agree with their long-term goal, though, that is what's going to drive their growth ultimately is content.
Mm-hmm.
But just getting to that point and being able to monetize and get the content to deliver ahead of time without hurting the customer on the front end with the payments are, I guess, hard to balance, I would imagine, and that's why they've got jobs that they've got to do.
So the New York subway is getting a major overhaul and will have Wi-Fi and USB ports. But what I thought was interesting about this is it's $27 billion over 5 years. So hopefully USB and Wi-Fi stay relevant for the next 5 years.
Well, they will, but you got to wonder exactly what technologies they're going to be implementing these if they're sticking in USB 2 ports in 2016, Well, I mean, okay, they're just talking about charging though, right? They're just talking about USB ports for charging, and that'll still be relevant certainly in 5 years, and Wi-Fi is going to be relevant. And
well, I mean, most of your things now are moving towards quick charge, and I doubt that they're going to be implementing quick charge ports in any of the
not at that cost
stations. And I would be surprised if they didn't end up doing like trickle charging, so you get 500 milliamps.
Okay, that would be horrible. That would be a nightmare. That would be not worth it.
Your phone dies if you use it while you're charging at that rate.
Yeah. So did you read the article, Brantley, about did you see this? It's the quote is researchers find a way to steal cash from Instagram and Microsoft and Google. And did you see how they did it?
Mm-mm.
So it just turns out that they can, you can attach the phone number to some of these services to call and deliver information and other things. But apparently there's no verification check on the phone numbers. So it would appear that they can direct them to call a pay phone, service, and then monetize that. And they were talking about this in British pounds. It's a report from over there, but yeah, I thought it was interesting. I don't know if you had looked into it or not. I'm sure now that it's been. It seems like it would be trivial for them to block certain phone numbers or yeah, I don't see this as being a long-term issue for them. But
Glenn, I think Microsoft shrunk OneDrive to the 5 megabyte. Wait, 500 megabytes.
Did they shrink it again? I think.
Well, no, they shrunk it to what they said they were going to do. So that came in, and I didn't know they had a new thing with their POP setting. That's interesting.
So this affects your POP storage space, or what? I don't. What's the implication?
5 gigs. That's what you get. That's what I was thinking. No, it looks like Glenn had a client trying to use POP with Outlook.com, and Microsoft changed the setting again recently.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that was one of the things I always liked about PopMail was that you could always use POP for free, where Yahoo was always charging for POP.
Did you already speaking of Microsoft, did you already mention Stream?
Huh?
Did you already mention Stream?
No, what is that?
Apparently it's a new video streaming or video service for geared towards businesses for internally. Basically, it's like a YouTube for businesses, private YouTube for them.
What does it offer?
I mean, it's a video service, so I guess, I don't know. It basically gives you an in-house YouTube server. I don't know. They don't go into details much in this. Office 365 video that is what it's replacing. They previously offered that. I didn't even know. Were you aware of what that was?
No, I just know that if you store videos in OneDrive, they can play over the web.
Oh, well, that's a good point. You should bring up. It's funny that I don't get a whole lot of information of what Microsoft Stream is from their page, but I get more information from. No, actually, I don't get information from any of these pages. Let's go figure.
Here you go. You can watch tennis balls getting made. It's pretty fun.
Let's just see how it works. It's just uploading and sharing videos. And they have a stupid video I have to watch.
Huh. Yeah, in the stuff that I was reading, Eric, it was Microsoft was acting like they wouldn't delete the stuff at all, that they would just make it so that you couldn't, it was just read only, or you couldn't upload anything higher above that storage limit. That's pretty crazy if they're going to force people to remove it all. They can't be that crunched for space.
Yeah, I know. Really, this is like, the cable companies, charging for the overages. I mean, this is, Microsoft. They don't have to worry. They were partially behind the Atom writing stuff. As far as their data centers are looking at those types of storage for the future, they're not strapped for storage. I completely agree, Brantley. Now the Stream, so I briefly saw what Stream is. It looks pretty slick. It looks like it's got a nice interface. It looks like it's very easy to get videos up there. You just drag and drop videos, and you've got an account. And anyone in your business that's logged in, or whatever, I'm assuming on your Active Directory or whatever that's authorized, will immediately get access to it. So there's no.
Does it integrate with Active Directory, really?
I'm guessing, but they seem to go out of.
I would think Office 365 they might integrate with.
Okay, well, the Office 365, but whatever account that you're already logged into, they apparently are implying that you can just use it seamlessly without having to log in. And so that within your organization, of course. So there's got to be something going on there. I'm not sure about the specifics, but it looks like collaboration, features. There's a lot of that in there, and it may even be used for different types of scenarios, training scenarios. It may. I mean, potentially it could be used for employee feedback. I don't know. There's a thousand possibilities, but it doesn't look like anything new. But I don't know what other do other companies offer, like does YouTube offer something like that for businesses for them to have their own like mini YouTube, or is this just Microsoft taking into that kind of direction?
I mean, you can make things private, I guess, not like for that specifically.
Yeah, I think the businesses would have issue with using those other services with solely that privacy mechanism in place just that way. This stuff ostensibly, the data is never leaving the customer's network, their existing network. So that to me is a no comparison. Microsoft would win in that regard.
Sure, yeah, that's a good link. Thanks for that YouTube video. And yes, that does suck when you have to take a server down. Because no one understands why it has to be done now. I always liked when you're like, I have to reboot the server, everybody's going to have to get off. And they're like, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, well, these people can't work until we do that. And they're like, well, like they seriously contemplate it. And then they're like, all right, fine.
Oh,
but they're right quick to drop everything for a birthday party for one person.
CBS has got a new Star Trek series coming in 2017, and it's supposed to be streamed internationally on Netflix within 24 hours of the original network broadcast, which I thought was a great deal. But then I found out that neither U.S. or Canada are included in the deal, which otherwise covers every territory the network operates in the world, except for us.
Oh, there was a server down that wasn't supposed to be, and y'all had to drop everything to drive up there. Oh, that's a little bit worse.
And in bad economic news, looks like millennials will earn less than Generation X So that many people had already talked about. Oh no. Yeah, that's significant. Yeah. Gen X. Yeah, I didn't realize that was. And the Xbox One S, anybody out there, will go on sale August 2nd, looks like. If any of you are waiting for a VR experience on your Xbox One, you'll have to buy a new console. Yay! I hope you didn't just buy one. This does come with large amounts of storage, 2 terabytes, and is capable of 4K and HDR and all that good stuff that you'd expect. The price seems to be somewhat reasonable at $400, given the power upgrade behind the box. I'm actually surprised it's that inexpensive. Chris says $60 for a new controller if you need one of those. Yeah, so the hacker using the codes. Did I already posted that story? Yeah, I already posted that, right? Homeland Security. Yeah.
I'm never gonna buy a console.
I thought the same thing, and then I had kids.
Nope. I didn't buy a console then. I set up an emulator, and they had all the consoles.
What do you think about this, Brantley? SoftBank's buying ARM for $32 billion.
Cool.
I didn't realize that. So today is Tuesday. What is it? Keep an eye on the chat. So looks like we have what may be our first reviews of the 1060 coming in, the GTX 1060. This is their mainstream video card from NVIDIA. It looks like it's. I'm going to quickly jump to the punch and look on performance to give you guys a sneak peek. I know we've got some Doom fans out there. And do they compare it against some other cards? Oh, yes, they do. They compare it against a 980, a GTX 980 from the previous generation. That was a relatively higher-end card from the previous generation. And they compare it against AMD's new RX 480. Now, the 1060 is a 6 gig card, whereas those 2 other cards have larger amounts of RAM. But it would appear as if the performance is very similar in Doom.
Michael, just save up and get the 1080. You know you want it.
To the 9, I would get the 1070. There's no way the 1080 is justifiable. The 1070 might be an option, but it looks like it's a little bit lower than the 980, but significantly faster than the 480. Well, actually, I take that back. The average, no. This is actually more complicated. I need to get into this a little bit more. It's possible that it may be, depending upon the game, a slower performing part. And if it is, then maybe AMD has a small reprieve. Wow. If that would be the case, oh, wow, I got to figure this out.
Hey, so there's a Pokemon radar or a Poke radar that you can find where all the Pokemon are, and you can go find them. Then you don't have to try to figure out where things are. But it looks like their site is being currently life hackered, so lots and lots of traffic is causing them to be down. But they are aware of the issue, and it's probably because of the same reason that Niantic doesn't like their third-party portal maps being shown. So I doubt that will be up for long. So if you get to use it, awesome. They also have an Android they have an iPhone app right now, but an Android app planned. That would be cool if you could do that, Eric. So for stream, did you have to sign up for it, Michael? Or you didn't look that far into it?
I didn't look that far into it, but I mean, you got to pay for it in some way.
Hmm.
It's not free.
What else we got out there? Anything?
I got some.
What do you got, Nick?
No, just kidding.
What? That was exciting.
Yeah, okay, no, it still applies. It looks like there's the R's review of it. It looks like in general, that was just one specific benchmark, but in general, it looks to be about a little bit faster or the same as the 980, and just a fraction bit more cache than than AMD's 480. So that means since the 480 performs a lot more like a 970, it does look like the 1060 is the better choice for budget mainstream card.
1080 is definitely a better choice.
Well, it depends what resolution you're trying to game at, I suppose. These cards are good for 1080p gaming and 1440p gaming, but if you want to go high-end 1440 or higher, you're going to need to move up to the 1070 or 1080 level. Certainly 4K at 1080 is probably the card to go. And for seamless 4K, you probably need to throw in a couple of those. So.
Hey, so apparently the NFL is going to start using chip-enabled balls. So their balls are going to be tracked, coordinated, what have you. Hey, Nick, this is an article for you.
So
You'd recently had experience with this, but apparently now Amazon Video for Android lets you save movies and shows to your SD card.
Well, but see, Amazon Video for Android, that was my experience. You have to like install it from outside the Play Store, and it tells you to install the Underground app, and then when you install that, it tells you to where to find and then install the Amazon Video app. I was just mad about that, so I just uninstalled it all. Screw it.
Yeah,
and then it wants to update like every other day too, and then you have to go back and turn on install from untrusted.
Every time it wants to update? I didn't know that.
Yeah, every time it wants to update.
Check it. Food stamp. There's a main uses electronic food stamp cards, and apparently they were printed with the wrong phone number, and it was to a sex line chat number.
Neat.
Oh, I love when technology goes awry.
That's not technology, Michael. That's people. Technology is generally stable.
Yeah. Well, the food stamps, and the first release of their food stamps. I know the actual printing of the number is not a computer related thing, but it's all right.
Wonder how many customers tried to use their food stamps to purchase time on the chat line.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. That's even worse. Implication.
I wonder, even worse, if it worked.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. True.
Android N developer preview is out. If anybody's interested.
It's been out.
Yeah, the consumer release is not until the third quarter.
Oh, that's cool. Germany is going to require a black box in autonomous vehicles. So same thing like airplanes have. Records everything and crash and things going on in the cockpit.
It's a cockpit.
As you can see, Your Honor, they were clearly having sex while the car crashed into the train. They were not paying attention.
I got nothing for that. I did think of another job for Michael, though, later.
Oh, we thought of another job for Michael, too.
Oh,
Those are
yes, we
pretty
did.
fun.
Oh, what was that?
Uh,
Can you say it on the air?
Yeah,
think
it's
so.
a removal tool for our software.
To deal with things like DLL hell and...
Yeah, I think I'd better do that after the conversations with Michael on the various issues. But I do have something for him that he could do
Okay.
with code that, like, I have just on my D7X code. There's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff because this new debug system I put in that, like, basically every procedure needs some additional work done on it now. So, and it's going to be like a very long, boring, menial kind of task. And I was thinking that's perfect for Michael. But that will also get him used to doing, when we move him.
Code and all that stuff.
Yeah, to work with the code. So, what do you think, Michael?
Sounds great.
I'll explain it in detail later. But I just wanted to get you before you disappeared for coffee after the show.
You know my schedule.
Yeah, as soon as the show goes down, he'll be like, "Going for coffee, guys." Don't wait for anything. Come back an hour later.
Depends on when the show ends.
Maybe, and then be like, "Lunchtime."
Depends on when the show ends.
Not really, unless it's like on Friday at 6:00. Answer all calls from Glenn. You better watch out.
Oh God, you know what time I'd have to be up to get his phone calls? Glenn, I'm just kidding, but make sure. Let's see, which would be worse? You walk into the east coast of Australia or the west coast of Australia? So, like, how many hours difference? Oh, I guess it would always be better walking west, right, to get closer to our time zone.
Yeah. For Australia, at least.
Jeez, so I was looking at a large SSD, and it's a 2.4 terabyte SSD, but it's got 4 terabytes of actual flash storage on it. That's huge provisioning rate.
It's only 2.4.
2.4 terabytes, but with 4 terabytes of flash storage. Wow, that's huge. That's like 66% over provisioning. Wow, but I've never seen a 16-channel controller, and this has it.
Opera's selling their Chromium browser for $600 million? That's insane.
What?
That's a good one, Glenn. I'll have to remember that if I have to call the cable company again. All right, we got anything else today? Anything? Anyone?
Come on, we can't even pull an hour. It's so
Slow
pitiful.
news days.
I don't think so. Let me see. What can I talk about?
There was a guy arrested for flying a drone over a wildfire in California. And
What was he
DJI
arrested?
has
Why? Why was he? What for? What reason was he?
for interfering with a fire prevention thing.
Oh, I mean, well,
It's very illegal to fly your drone over wildfires. Do not do that. If you ever see a fire, do not fly your drone near it. Because they have helicopters and planes flying really low levels to put the fire out. So having a drone in that area is not a good idea. And trust me, you do not want to have to pay for a new helicopter because your drone broke one. But DJI, in response to all the issues with fires and drones, has updated their geosphearing to alert you of wildfires, and they're working with some national fire people. What do you got, Eric, for repaying your student loans?
Uh-oh.
Shake vigorously before opening. Definitely not bees. That was a box of bees was in one of the first seasons of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
First season? That was a long time.
They were hornets.
No, was it Hornet? Yeah, you're right. It was Hornets. Because in the reunion, the guy had hornet stings all over his face. Good stuff. That's a great show. Johnny, you started watching that show now?
No, not yet. You have my television.
Oh, well. Oh, you need to see all the episodes of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Eric. All but the latest season are available on Netflix now that they have a price hike.
Oh, sorry.
Netflix went up?
Huh?
Sorry
Yeah.
for the,
Yeah, Netflix streaming price increased.
Again?
Yep.
Like,
Well, it was only for people that were grandfathered into the older price.
I received no notification of this.
Apparently, what do you think about us getting some grills?
The new price is $9.99, right?
Yeah, it went up $1.
No, that's not horrible. I've had it since day one, but I have no notification of this whatsoever.
Yeah, I did. Mine went from $8.99 to $9.99, I think.
Yeah, mine went up. So, yeah.
Yeah, Eric, that was a good episode. The crew set Sweet D on fire. My favorite one though was from the new season with the trial of I forget his name. It's the brother of that girl that Dennis married. Anyway, that was a funny one. It had all the McFoyles in there for
Oh,
law, and
yes.
Charlie was was reciting bird law, and his bird law expertise came in handy.
No doubt.
That's good stuff. Night, Glenn.
Good night, Glenn.
Night, Glenn. Sweet
Sleep
dreams.
well.
Well, now that Glenn's gone to sleep, I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up.
Oh, yes.
Unless anybody's got anything else fun.
I do, but it's just a rant, so I'll just save it.
Okay.
I'm trying to finish this stuff.
If you've made that decision, I'll stick by it. All right. Well, we will be back tomorrow at, is it 2 p.m. Wednesday? Yep.
2 p.m.
Yeah.
So we'll be back then, and we are here to answer any questions about our products and services. So that is our primary goal. If you have any of those, feel free to interrupt us rambling at any time. Otherwise, we will see you all tomorrow.
Thanks, Eric. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, that's toes.